Hey, Nell, play that shit.
What is up, everybody? Back again. You already know
hey,
what
Nell,
it is.
play that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, this man got the background.
You already know, man. Easy money. Well, it should be easy money, but like
Look,
I said,
knock on wood.
Look at the rookies in the draft. We got Dean and we got Davis. It doesn't get better than that.
yeah, put that shit up.
As Rick and Bobby said, if you ain't first, you're last.
Exactly.
Second place is at 2.
Definitely gonna make up for it.
Trust me. I need a sports podcast, man. I need it. Yo, what is good, everybody? I need a sports podcast back in action. It's been a long ass time, man. It's been a long ass time. Boys have been enjoying the summer. We got jobs. We've been working, been vacationing, but we back season 3 of the podcast. Kickoff tonight. I didn't even realize until the beginning of this week that this episode was back, baby. So we had to bring y'all live. We here, man. We gonna chop it up about a lot of things because we got a lot to catch up on. We're gonna talk about the AFC South a little bit and everything, but yeah, man, welcome back to the pod, Swan, Kim, my dog. We got Chris potentially coming in later. My boy got tied up at work. We've been tied up with work a lot, y'all. We've been tied up with work a lot. We some grown ass men now. Shit ain't easy no more. But yeah, man, welcome back to the pod. Say what's up, guys.
Yeah, it's been a minute, bro. I've been working nonstop, getting everything going. Feels good to be back.
Yeah, same, man. What, 3 years now, man. Like you said, you went back and go see that first episode, whatever. It's make you cringe, bro.
I couldn't even watch it, bro. I couldn't even watch the first 20 seconds of it, dog. We were so nervous, so quiet spoken and shit. It's like, bro, what the fuck was we doing for real? But 3 years in now, man. It get easier and easier with every episode. My auntie done said, "Let me hold some grown man money." I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, man, we tuned into the Hall of Fame game too. I see your Texans already scored. It's 7-0, Kim. So let me know. I was on the way home. What happened? How y'all get to 7-0? And did CJ play a drive or not?
No. See, none of the starters are playing except for like some of the guys on the O line, like Ken Green, he's playing. He's a starter. Juice Scruggs, he's a starter. So I mean, you got a few guys that starting out there, but pretty much all the starters are gone. But that first drive, it was pretty much a 13 play, 74-yard drive. So yeah,
that's a march down the field.
Yeah, it was definitely a march down the field. Davis Mills looked phenomenal. 7 for 10, 80 yards, and a TD. So look good, man. Look good.
Okay. I think one of y'all got y'all TV in the background. I don't know which
Probably
one.
me.
Yeah, that ain't mine. It's like I got mine muted. There we go. I'm gonna actually pull it up on my phone though.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, it said my mic was unplugged for a second. I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, man, the new unis, they look tough.
They look
I see they replaying the touchdown right now, man. But yeah, man, I know we got our agenda to get to for the pod, but I know I got to come with some curveballs since we missed so much time. We currently got the Olympics going on. Team USA 2-0 so far, but there's been quite a few headlines because first game they benched Jason Tatum. This past game versus South Sudan, they benched Joel Embiid. So what's y'all's thoughts on everything that's going on with Team USA, man? How y'all feel about the Jason Tatum benching that first game and then Joel Embiid this second game? And what's going on? I know Steve Kerr got a lot of flack, especially after that game one with Jason Tatum just not hitting the floor at all. But how y'all feeling about that, man?
I think I'm not gonna say he doesn't know how to coach. He doesn't know how to properly rotate his talent. I think with him is when Tatum wasn't playing. I remember I said in the chat, I said, like, is he hurt? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I thought he was hurt too, for real.
Yeah, like did they give him an injury report and not reported because my dad had called me. He said, hey, why Tatum not playing? I was like, I had the same thing. I'm like, I'm over here trying to figure out like why he not playing. And next thing you know, I'm looking over there and I see that next game Embiid not playing. So I'm like, all right, bro, like Embiid not hurt. We know that he could be injury prone. I'm like, bro, he's not hurt, bro. So I feel like he just don't know how to rotate his players, like literally. And then to make it to go into depth with the rotating players, Steph was having a very off game, getting cooked on defense, not shooting the ball well. I feel like he could have rotated, other players. He did a good job by bringing Halliburton to pick up the slack offensively, but I feel like he could have rotated, Embiid in there somehow, some way when Curry wasn't getting cooking. But hey, he's the coach. I'm not, so I don't know.
Yeah, man. I'm dead. Cam Davis said Bryce visited him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, he bigger than me, bro.
Nah. You be eating weights to the gym. I'm just trying to look semi decent. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. It threw me off because I'm like, Jason Tatum coming off, All NBA first team championship. Finally got that monkey off his back. Then he the cover on 2K now, highest paid player in the league with the new contract. And then for him to not touch the court at all, like I get it because it's like, okay, people are like, oh, Derek White, Drew Holiday playing over him. They're playing the guard positions. That's not Tatum position on his team. Well, what about Bam, AD? Like he's not playing the big. He playing behind LeBron and Kevin Durant, who both been able to rest because they both got knocked out the first round. So I get it. LeBron and KD, two future Hall of Famers, arguably, both of them, obviously LeBron, the GOAT, but like KD arguably top 10 all time. So he's not going to play over them. So when I thought about that, I was like, I get it. I'm cool with it. But at the same time, I was like, dog, we blowing them out. If you can't find the rotation to get all 12 players into this game without any fallout, that's just unexcusable, dog. Yeah. Like you got 12 of the country's best, 12 of the NBA's best players. And the first game was versus Serbia. We wasn't struggling at all. We handled business. Like you can find time to get all 12 players in the game. And then it was funny because you see all the Warriors comments. Like now y'all see how we feel. Like during the regular season, Kerr and his stupid ass rotations don't know what he's doing. And it's like, yeah, it's on full display. There's no way you don't put Jason Tatum into that game. And I don't think Tyrese Halliburton even saw the floor of that game one either. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, well, he ended up getting in at the end. And I'm like, okay, what? That's when I texted because I wasn't even watching the game for real. I was like, okay, Tatum must be hurt because I see him in his full warm-ups. No, he wasn't hurt. Kerr just like, I felt stupid. I just completely forgot. Like, you don't just completely forget, bro. Come on now. And it's not all on Kerr too. You got Spoelstra, you got who else on the bench? You got the coach from Gonzaga, you got
ain't Ty Lue out there or no?
Ty Lue is out there. Like all of them are accountable. Like you sitting on the bench next to these guys. You telling me you ain't look over once and like, damn.
And all of them are like top 3 coaches in the regular in their actual NBA.
Maybe I should, we should sub him into the game. We up 20. Like, come on now. That don't make no sense. And then Joel Embiid, MVP of the league. They didn't say it was health related because at first I was like, okay, maybe like he having health problems. That's why they rested him. No, they just chose to bench him because of the matchups. Man, miss me with that BS, dog. Like the team is way too talented. They should be handling. They have been handling business. Everybody should be playing at least 5 minutes in the game, bro. Just
Yeah.
rotate in and out and go get the gold medal. It's not that hard. Steve Kerr, I think, is doing a terrible job. But I mean, hey, we're winning, so it's not like, oh my God, like you can fault him. But dog, you can find time for all 12 players on that team to see the court in the Olympics. Like this might be a once in a lifetime experience for some of these dudes. So like, make the most of it. Put them in the game. We Team USA right now. Like there should be no worries anybody we face on the court as of right now. When we got the superhero squad with Braun, KD, Steph, all them. Now towards the future, I don't know. Some of these teams they catching up a little bit, and we won't have the superheroes no more. But for right now, bro, filter them in, dog. It's no excuse.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad you said that because I remember I said in the group chat, I said, I ain't gonna lie, 2028 it's gonna look real nasty with France and Germany, bro. It's gonna look real nasty.
Shoot, and
It's gonna look real nasty.
God forbid, like if Luka get him a teammate that can hoop, for real, they looking tough. Shoot, South Sudan don't even got indoor basketball gyms yet, and this how tough they looking. Imagine shout out to Luau Deng because he is filtering the money through that country to like help support their basketball system. But imagine when they get the adequate resources, dog. This how they hooping without that. It's gonna get a little scary. 2028, we might not have it on lock like we could still win gold, but it might not feel like a lock like right now when we're like, okay, we got LeBron, KD, like we got Steph. It ain't no problem. Like y'all might contend a little bit, hang in the game, but we gonna win at the end of the day. As for the future, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna step up, take that mantle. You got some of the young guys like Ant who are looking forward to like maybe that's potentially him, but we really don't know at this point. We really don't know. And more Europeans keep getting drafted to the league. They're getting that relevant NBA experience. But I'm gonna swing it to Cam because I know he got a lot to say about this. He's on the opposite side. He think we ain't got no problems. USA finna wipe the floor for years to come still. So,
oh yeah, it's not even gonna be like a debate. Like it's just too much firepower that we have that these other countries don't have. Like France, they got Wemby, and then they got these other guys that are coming in the NBA or whatever. But I mean, like they're good, but they're not like Ant. They're not like they're just not like these other guys that we have on the that's going to be on the Olympics roster or whatever. And then you still got guys like Cooper Flag that's going to come in, Ace Bailey that's going to come in, even more guys that's that's still in college, and still got the younger guys in the NBA. So I still don't think it's me personally. I still don't think it'll be close. I think we'll still whoop everybody, but you never know.
I don't know about whooping everybody. I mean, it's like I hear you. We got young cats that's we loaded, but we don't even know what's coming out of these European countries for real.
Don't matter.
Watching the NBA draft, I'm like, who are these guys being drafted? But obviously, they seem like scouts believe in them enough to take them top 10 lottery picks, and they're not taking the U.S. guys. So like, I know like the second pick of the draft, sorry, he had a terrible summer league. I'm not gonna try to put too much into that because it's summer league at the end of the day. But like, the Europeans are coming. They coming for real. Like they're now the dream team back in '92 kind of introduced the world to basketball for real. And now the world is kind of like, okay, we're developing our training. Our AAU system, I will say it, and we all agree on it. Our AAU system trash right now. The developmental system they got over in these European countries, all team-based, all team focused. They practice hard. They getting it, and you see it a little bit in these Olympics, the team basketball being played.
Oh yeah, for sure. My thing is though, it's all spread. Like it's not just like France that's bringing them out. Like there's other European countries. So I mean, say Luka does get like another guy. It's just gonna be them two compared to like a whole roster of like 12 of the top 3 players in the NBA. And it's just
I would say like
it's not going like I don't know. I just don't see it.
I would say like say if Luka had like a prime Goran Dragic, like when he was with like I'm not even gonna say Miami because that was one of his problems. Let's say he was like in his Phoenix Suns days, like when he played with Eric Bledsoe. If he had like that type of Goran Dragic, I ain't gonna lie, they doing something. Like he had like a let's say
they lose by 20 versus us.
But I'm saying, but still though, they put up a fight. Let's say that Luka had like a prime Patty Mills when he was like, he whooped everybody in Australia. Let's say he had that. I ain't gonna lie, they putting up some fight. Like they gonna put up some firepower. Like it's gonna be crazy.
Germany is tough. I
Germany
forgot
is very tough.
they won the gold last year in the FIBA World Cup. But the Wagner brothers, they got Tice. Like they got NBA loaded roster, and they nice too. France obviously on the come up because they got Wemby and a bunch of other young guys. I'm sure Rudy Gobert will be back for at least one more Olympics run in 2028. So it'll definitely be interesting. But yeah, this year we should wax the floor. We got the super team. We got Captain L'America and Braun taking over. You know what I'm saying? When you be flexing on them and stuff. But yeah, man, we shouldn't have no problems this year. But 2028, I'm gonna still think we're gonna take gold. I'm not saying we won't. I'm just having a little side like, okay, it's a little tougher now. Like, who's gonna step up and be like, okay, I'm goated. Y'all not stopping me. We won't necessarily have that. But that's enough of the basketball Olympics talk. Let's get to what we really here for, man. The NFL season is back. 2024-2025 NFL season. We back and reloaded. Season 3, like we said, man. Of course, to start the year, everybody feel like they team like, oh man, this is the year. We got it. But obviously, got the Chiefs back-to-back champs. You got the 49ers still loaded with talent. Eagles reloaded with talent. You got the up-and-coming Texans. They loaded with talent this offseason. But there's plenty of other teams too. And we know the NFL is a league of parity, man. So, fumble. I think Chicago was able to jump back on it. But, yeah, man, we're gonna hop into this AFC South talk. Obviously, we got our AFC South guy, Cam, as the Texans.
Caleb Bullock. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. That's Caleb Bullock. That's our rookie safety.
I'm dead. As you see, this is our Texans fan right here. If y'all didn't know, if y'all new to the pod.
Man, look, they was trying to say his weakness was tackling. He just came up and I like to see that. See that? I like to see that, man. I like to see that.
Oh, you good. But yeah, man. So AFC South last year obviously came down to the wire. Texans, I think they were predicted to finish second to last in the league after the draft last year. Rated the draft class bad. Says CJ Stroud would be a bust. My dog Kim Sanders came on the first episode for the season, told y'all take Texas to win the AFC South. I think it was plus 750. I laughed at him. I'm sure some of y'all watching laughed at him. A boy cashed out. Texas surprised the league. So now this year, ain't no more surprises. The league know who y'all are. So things changed. And it's going to be funny because, last year, of course, coming up, everybody loves CJ. Like, oh, my God, we didn't expect this. He's amazing. He's all this. He's all that. Now y'all get to experience that toxic social media hate. Anything bad he does, oh, CJ suck. Y'all overhyping dude. So I hope you prepared for it, Cam. That's how it go. It's coming for you. But, I think CJ going to be a dog for years to come in this league. I like the offseason moves y'all made. So give us your insight into what you expect from your Texans a little bit this year.
What I expect, see, everybody got these high expectations for us. And mine is high, but it's not crazy high. And I kind of want everybody to kind of lower it down a little bit.
Nah, bro, y'all here.
Bro, everybody trying to say, oh, it's Super Bowl or bust. It's not Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, it's not that. That's crazy.
It's not. Yeah, it's crazy to even I guess you can say it, but it's us Texans fans, we don't feel like that at all. First of all, we need to get to our first AFC Championship game. Period. We haven't even been to. So that's my expectation. My expectation, I want us we need to go to the AFC Championship game, and whatever happens after that. So that's my expectations. But look, man, I'm just here for the ride. I will say, man, it's gonna be a very tough season because we got a very tough schedule. Got a gauntlet schedule. Definitely towards the end, they just got. We got the Ravens and then the Chiefs back to back. in like less than like 5 days or something like
Yeah,
that.
the
So
way they did the schedule this year kind of jacked up, dog. Like, there's no way you can be an advocate for like player safety, and you got teams literally playing like 2 games 4 or 5 days apart. That don't add up, bro. That's not in any way, shape, or form safe for these players. They don't even get a chance to rest for real. You gonna have dudes ACLs falling off the bone like a turkey leg or something on that back to back. So that's a little crazy, but like. I think if I'm not mistaken, I want to say CJ is like the second in MVP odds this year coming in right now at like plus 600. So obviously, you got Stephon Diggs in free agency, or I guess trade by trade. You got Nico Collins. Uh, you got Mechie, who's healthy again, and you got I don't know why I'm blanking on dude name from UH right now. Yo, the slot. Yeah, you got him back healthy off of his broken leg. So like. Dalton Schultz still. You got Joe Mixon in free agency. I got weapons galore. And, obviously with the hype coming in with CJ from last year because of what he did, now everybody's like, okay, it's go time. Like, he's the next one that can potentially take the throne for, like, Patrick Mahomes in the AFC. And they got the talent to do it. Can he do it? I'm kind of in the same boat as you where it's like, okay, like, let these dudes grow. Like, this is second year. Y'all talking about Super Bowl or bust. Like, yeah, it's best to try to get this Super Bowl within the window of the rookie contract for quarterbacks before you got to pay him. And eventually, whenever CJ contract does come due, he will be the highest paid quarterback in the league at that time. Obviously, as long as, we keep seeing what we've seen already. But it's like, man, let's ease on the brakes a little bit. Like, the AFC is still loaded. Yes, he's good. Yes, he had a great playoff game in the wild card versus Cleveland, but then last year he faced Baltimore again for the second time, and they shut him down. So he's obviously got room to grow. Let him grow. Don't throw all these expectations on him. But that's kind of like the right now world we live in, especially with sports social media. Like, it's like, oh, if you don't win the championship, you're terrible. You're garbage. And it's like, dog, there can only be one champion. Right now in the NFL, there's only been one champion for real, Patrick Mahomes. Everybody else fighting for second. So it's like the argument for who's the best second is just like it's kind of stupid as of right now. But potentially, Texas might come to take the throne. I think me personally, I think all the like top dogs in the AFC, like Cincinnati, Buffalo, Baltimore, not so much Baltimore, but I think Buffalo and Cincinnati, I think they took steps back in the offseason. They lost key players. They got some locker room turmoil. Like you would think Jamar Chase would have been the highest paid wide receiver, second highest paid behind Jefferson right now, looking like he's not going to get his contract. Obviously, we had the whole T. Higgins saga. He's not getting a contract. He's gone after this year. You got the Bills who have to basically unload their whole roster and kind of go into like a semi-quasi rebuild. The Ravens, while they still have a lot of talent, they lost a lot on the defense side of the ball, which was the number one defense last year. Then they lost their defensive coordinator as well. That's a lot of turnover. We see how much coordinators matter. I'm not even dogging on you, Ken, but like we see that with the Eagles last year. Like, coordinators are probably really important. It was a completely different offense from what they had with Steichen versus Brian. So like, it is what it is. And the Texans, they young, they hungry, they don't know, too much. They just playing with kind of house money right now. So I can see them making a little run. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. But last year, obviously, y'all win the division last game of the season versus Indy, 10-7. This year, what makes you think y'all can like repeat, or like what additions did y'all make? That you think could take you to that next level and potentially get to like the AFC Championship game. Because y'all had a lot of big offseason moves. I'm not gonna lie, y'all signed a lot of key pieces and big names.
Yeah, for sure. So I would say the two, well, not two, because it was just so many pieces that we just kind of got in, just kind of like made me seem like, okay, so first of all, I think the offense, it's going to be very hard for defenses to kind of like stop the offense because we have like so many receiver threats, and not even like just receiver threats. Like we got got Joe Mixon also that can, run the ball. So this is going to be so hard for defenses to stop our offense, I feel like, because most defenses don't really have more than like 2 really great corners. So I mean, if you take Nico out the game, you take Diggs out the game. I mean, you still got Schultz, you still got Tank Dell, you still got John Mechie, Noah Brown. So you still got those guys that CJ can throw the ball around to or whatever. And then obviously Joe Mixon, he gonna be running the ball. But what I kind of really liked though was the additions on defense.
Big additions on defense.
Yeah, so I feel like we just upgraded all over defense pretty much. Jonathan Grenard. We let Jonathan Grenard walk to the Vikings. We went and picked up like a blue chip pass rusher and Daniil Hunter, who still got some. He still got some left.
He still got some juice left for sure.
Yes, for sure. So still got him. Got him whatever, and then we let what's his called what's his name, Blake Cashman. We let him walk. I think he went to the Vikings also. Let him walk, and we picked up Azeez Al-Shair or whatever. That's one of the guys who I wanted. I either wanted him or P Queen. And hey, we got Azeez, and he already in the system with he already knows the system with D'Amico, whatever. He played with them with the 49ers. So, and from what I heard from Kemp's, he's playing outstanding. He's pretty much like the CJ Stroud of the on the defensive side or whatever. So that was because I told y'all that we needed like a linebacker who's going to be like vocal and like who's going to be like the leader, because we didn't have that last year, and he's going to be the guy. So got those 2 additions, and then we added a rookie corner by the name of Kamari Lassiter. Now, what if I heard from training camp and like I know it's just training camp and it is OTAs and
oh come on, bro, it's the time to be hyped.
Man, what I heard from the media, what I heard from teammates of his and stuff like that, it seems like it's the same exact hype that I've heard from last year with when it was like with CJ and how everybody just praised him, and it's just crazy. Like it just sounds like he's gonna be a dog. It just sounds like he's gonna be like really, really good. So I can't wait to see his first snap or whatever, how he plays out to be. Obviously other side of him we got Derek Stingley. So him and Sting, that should be a good 1-2. And then also like I said, Kalen Bullock, he probably gonna be hopefully he gonna be like one of the starting safeties. I think we're gonna move Jalen Petrie to the nickel. That's where he kind of plays best at the nickel spot. So yeah, I mean, look, man, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. Like I said, we got a tough schedule. Hey, man, the Bills gonna play us too. We ain't no push around no more. Like they gotta come play us too. We a tough matchup for anybody, I feel like. So it should be a very fun season, man.
Yeah, as long as y'all stay healthy, because also y'all got y'all stole a division rival top pass rusher, Tennessee Titans.
Oh, Danico
Autry.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
Sack leader last year for the Titans. Now with the Texans, you add him with Daniil Hunter, Willie Anderson, who had rookie defensive of the year.
Yep.
That's 3 guys you don't even have to necessarily blitz. One of them can get to the quarterback at any time, so it can be real scary, especially with D'Amico scheming things up as a defensive-minded head coach. So, yeah, the sky's the limit. I think one of the big things, too, for y'all was, like, I got to keep y'all's OC.
Yeah.
I know he was up for a lot of head coaching positions, but after interviews, he ended up coming back to the Texans, so that's going to be big for CJ. A lot of times you see these defensive head coaches, they'll lose an offensive coordinator, and then the team will kind of regress the next year. But y'all keep that. Y'all kind of get to keep that, like, continuity with CJ and the play call and all that. So I think it's going to be huge. And you say you do got a tough schedule, but I think y'all be able to handle it. Y'all got some dogs. And it's just going to be like, because at any given Sunday, you'll have your mistakes. You'll have your bad Sundays. It's going to be like now where the media was cheering y'all on as the underdogs last year. Now everybody expects y'all to be great. And now it's like when you mess up, and then the media turns on you like that. It's It's a very toxic world right now.
Everything I feel about as being an Eagles fan.
Cam can speak on that. Not Cam Davis. Don't be no Bulls on parade over here. Talk about your boys, man. we gonna touch on them in later episodes coming in the next couple weeks, but they seem all in, all right. I don't know what you're hearing, but yeah. So how you feeling about the Texans this year with all the hype coming in?
Hold on. I think you're gonna compete. I'll be a hater, bro. I'm trying to finish my food. I'll be a hater, but I give CJ his props, bro. I give him his props. I ain't like how you said Jalen Hurts and everything like that, bro. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you make it, bro. But nah, I got y'all repeating. If I had to put it in order, excuse me, with everything, I have to say Texans, Colts. Then I put I'm not gonna lie. Call me crazy. I'm gonna put the Titans above the Jaguars. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
I got Jaguars last in the division.
You muted, Bryce.
I can't hear you. You said you got yourself muted.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like it's muting it. Like I'm not doing that. That's the mic.
No. Yeah, I got Jaguars last. I'm not gonna lie. Like, of course, I got to take some repeating. Like, I think the biggest piece I like what y'all added was the Neil Hunter. Like, that addressed a lot in that pass rush. I think that's what y'all really needed the most. Especially, stopping the run and everything. The Neil Hunter, he's known for that. Especially, he's got a lot of juice left. I think he got, in my opinion, I feel like the Neil Hunter got at least 3 or 4 years left in him, maybe even more than that to keep his body intact. And y'all signing him to a 2-year deal is probably really smart because once that deal ends, y'all can go ahead and pay CJ, Will Anderson, stuff like that. So, I got Texas repeating. I got y'all more than 10 wins. Honestly, I got y'all in the 12 range, in my opinion. I got Jaguars finishing last. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got them finishing last. Like I don't see it happen. Like
let's talk about Jacksonville too, because they were like 8-3, I think, at one point last season, and then Trevor Lawrence started kind of getting banged up. He's playing decent. Like he still hasn't turned into like what we thought he would be as a prospect coming in, but like he was playing decent. I'll give him that. And then once he got banged up, the Jaguars just completely fell off, and they dropped completely out of the playoff race and lost their hold on the 1 seed, lost their hold on a wild card spot, and completely missed the playoffs last year. And
I think the thing with him though is with Trevor Lawrence is I can sound like a hater. I don't know about all that money you give him. Like that's pretty steep,
money.
And then if you look at their offense, Travis Etienne is literally, like I said in the last video we did, Travis Etienne is literally one of my favorite running backs. That's why I got him like ranked, in the top 10. He's one of my favorite dual running backs. He can catch, he can run, but in that offense, I mean, they don't have like a big number 1 receiver like compared to like Houston got that. Houston, in my opinion, I got 2 number 1s because Nico can play number 1. Tank showed it before he got hurt. Stephon, obviously, we know about him. All our teams have a true number 1, or even like another number 2 could be a number 1. That makes sense. With Jacksonville, their number 1 basically is Christian Kirk, and I mean, I like Christian. He did his thing in Arizona before he left. He deserved the bag and stuff, but he's not no true number 1. And so if you got to rely on him to get you in clutch moments, you're not gonna go nowhere. Versus every team in that division has a true number 1. The Titans got D-Hop, even though D-Hop a little older, he still can, produce every now and then. Yeah. The Colts.
I don't know if y'all see. Yeah, I got the notification like as work was ending. I was like, "What the hell happened?" Because he got hurt today, and so did Herbert. Apparently,
yeah, Herbert got hurt. Yeah,
but they said Herbert should be good for the start of the season. But they said Hopkins out for like
about 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks. That's tough. It helped though that they did get Calvin Ridley. I mean, that should help.
Yeah, and then I think they also got Tyler Boyd security blanket too.
They did with Sissy's OC as the head coach. So I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know we were talking about Jacksonville, but Tennessee kind of like went all in on the offseason.
Yes.
That's why I got them.
And it's like as long as Will Levis can improve, because last year I think he was last in like completion percentage for starting quarterbacks. But if he can make some improvements,
They got a solid roster.
They really do. They
got
really
my
do.
dog L'Jarius Sneed. Like,
Yep.
hate to see him go, but glad to see him get the bag. Like,
I think Will Levis was just in a tough situation. That's why, like, again, thrown like the whole Ryan Tannehill situation, him being benched and everything, not want to play. I think he just got thrown in a tough situation. Them already putting, the head coach in the hot seat and all that stuff. I think he was just in a very, very tough situation. So it's like it was hard for him to really produce, in a situation. But oh yeah, I agree. Their defensive line is really nasty. That's what I'm saying. Like, I got the Titans above the Jaguars. Like, in my opinion, I feel like the Jaguars are definitely gonna be last in the division. But like I was saying earlier, every single team in that division, besides Jacksonville, have a true number one. The Colts got Michael Pittman. Y'all got Stephon. They have D-Hop whenever he come back from injury. They all have that alpha, receiver.
Yeah.
With Jacksonville, they don't have that. I mean, their leading receiver is not even a receiver. That's Evan Ingram. So, yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, no. It's like you said, they did just pay Trevor Lawrence. What was it? $275 for, I think, 4-year extension or whatever. Yeah. Snead in Tennessee hurts my heart too, but I'm glad he got his money. He deserved it. We're gonna be all right. We got McDuffie. We got some dudes that's gonna step up, and we'll talk about them, on a later episode. But yeah, man, it's like Tennessee was like so close for some years. Then these last couple years have kind of fallen off. So they got rid of Mike Vrabel. I mean, I think he's a pretty good coach. He didn't get over the hump, but like he got him to AFC Championship game with Ryan Tannehill. Finally moved off of Ryan Tannehill. Danico Autry, like we said, went to the Texans. And then they did pull in Calvin Ridley. They did get L'Jarius Sneed. They did sign Tony Pollard, even though his running back one experiment with Dallas last year didn't necessarily go like great, but he was, a decent running back one. I think Tennessee, I don't know if Ashton's on the pod, but I'm sure he'll see this.
They gonna make some noise.
They gonna make some noise as long as Will Levis can take care of the ball and not be kind of like a daredevil when he takes off outside of the pocket, because he had a problem with that a little bit last year too. But yeah, Tennessee can be nice, but I wouldn't count Jacksonville all the way out solely because I just believe in Doug Peterson as a really good coach. He's from the Andy Reid tree, and Eric is tuned in. Shout out to our guy Eric Etoff21 Sports. Go give him a follow if y'all don't already.
Yeah,
Spears. Got great contact over there. They do got Tajay Spears still, so they should have a nice little 1-2 punch, and maybe that helps Pollard going back to maybe like the 2-back, like how he was when he was backing up Zeke, when he can come in kind of be that third down back. But yeah, Tennessee they kind of got a nice little squad together.
They got a nice,
They got a first-year head coach, Brian Callahan. He was the offensive coordinator for Cincy. Now, how good of an offensive coordinator was he? We'll see, because he did have Burrow, Chase, Higgins, what's his name, the running back. So like Joe Mixon. So we don't know. We're gonna see. But they got talent galore over there. You still got Alec Burks too. He's going into his third year now. Usually sometimes it takes guys till that third year to finally get like an NFL system and like really get in tune with the game and get comfortable. So we could see maybe a low-key breakout year from him too. And then they did lose some of their back end help and on defense in the safety position. Bayard went to Chicago. Like I said, then they get L'Jarius Sneed, lockdown cornerback one. So I think they're going to be really competitive. Will they win the games? That's yet to be seen, and I don't know the answer to that question right now. But I think they'll be highly competitive. I think they'll be highly competitive in a bunch of close games. And if it's close, anything can happen. It's a coin flip at that point.
And I'm glad Eric said something about Evan Ingram having a huge season fantasy, because if I look in the division, if I had to obviously we already know by Stephon and everybody else, but if I have named 5 players off the rip top of my head who gonna have a breakout season fantasy wise, it'll be Evan Ingram, it'll be Tajay Spears. I have to give it to Christian Kirk again. He's gonna do his thing.
Yeah, that's Trevor Lawrence guy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say Anthony Richardson. As long as he stay healthy. As long as he
Okay,
stay
so
healthy.
see, I was waiting to bring them up last, and that's where like I think the Texans should be able to repeat the division championship.
Yeah.
And they deserve the hype they're getting. Obviously, had a really good last year out of nowhere. CJ, I think, is a baller, despite what they said of him coming out the draft. But Indianapolis was right there with Gardner Minshew. We do not know what Anthony Richardson is, but we know we have an idea of what he could be. And it's a wild card right now. But what he could potentially be with his like athletic gifts, it could be really scary if Steichen is able to tap into that with his offensive genius. Like you've seen he had them rolling last year. Anthony Richardson, if he just learns to like slide a little bit when he does take off, it could be potentially scary. So like, Cam, how much does Indy like give you a like not scary, but like how much do you worry about Indy coming into the year? Because they're still a very solid team. They return a lot of people. They signed Michael Pittman back, wide receiver 1. Caleb Downs was a pretty good rookie wide receiver last year. Obviously got Jonathan Taylor, who was on our top 10 running back list, arguably top 3 back in the league when he's fully healthy. Quentin Nelson anchoring the line. Defense is solid. Like the Colts could potentially be right there too.
Yeah, like they just didn't like. Okay, like they'll be there. Like they'll play us hard. They'll probably be like second in the division, maybe fighting for first. But yeah, we not. Me personally, that's how I feel. Like we're not worried about pretty much anyone in the division. I feel like our like what we look into is like other like like we're hunting like the Chiefs, we're hunting the Ravens, the Bengals, we're hunting teams like that. Like we're not worried about the division. I feel like we have the division locked up. Colts, they just didn't really add enough pieces, in my opinion. Like they kind of like was very conservative this offseason. Like pretty much kept like there's same core guys, which is fine because like you said they I forgot we got Cam Akers. Forgot about that. That's another nice addition.
I didn't even realize y'all signed him, but yeah, I seen he just scored too.
But obviously they added AD Mitchell. He's gonna be a nice piece. Whatever.
Oh, I totally forgot AD that because I low key wanted him for us to take him. We got Worthy. I'm not mad at it, but I was a big AD Mitchell fan coming into the draft with just like his 6'4" frame. Yes. Go up and get it. I was like, that's one thing we never have. So
I was kind of upset.
That's gonna hurt your heart watching him catch against your Texans.
That's definitely for sure gonna hurt. But I feel like they just didn't like add enough pieces or add any pieces really that kind of like push them to where they're like on our level or that's going to be like over that take that next step, whatever. And that goes for pretty much anybody in the division. I feel like even like the Jaguars was kind of like conservative with their spending also, but even though they went out and go get Gabe Davis, gave him a crazy deal. I don't know how he got that deal.
They did pick up Gabe Davis. So.
I don't know what the Jazz got going. I don't know what the Jazz got going on, but but other than like the Titans, I feel like the Titans is going to like really surprise a lot. I think the Titans are going to be second in the division. Me personally, I think the Titans going to surprise a lot of people.
Eric posed a good question. I was actually going to ask you this too, man. Obviously, Stephon Diggs, we know, we've seen this time with Minnesota, how it ended. We've seen this time with Buffalo, started off really great, and now we see how that ended. Do you have any worry about him coming into the locker room and disrupting any type of chemistry? Because me and you talked about kind of over the past week in the DMs a little bit with some of the training camp clips. Nico Collins is still very much wide receiver 1. That's not saying he's necessarily better than Stephon Diggs. Obviously, we know Stephon Diggs is a top 10 talent, and it has been for the past 3-4 years in this league. But the connection Nico has with CJ, like it's pretty tough. And Nico did his thing. He got paid this offseason. He's still looking good in camp. Do you think there could be a potential problem like down the line? It's like maybe a close game. You're playing a team like the Ravens or Chiefs. CJ might not have looked Stephon's way, a couple drives in a row. Now Stephon is upset. Do you see him like lashing out on the sidelines like we've seen in Minnesota and Buffalo with Stephon Diggs?
Me personally, I don't think it's going to be a problem. We might see like a instance like that where he might be frustrated, but it won't be like frustration towards CJ necessarily. I feel like I will say this from what reports been saying in training camp, from what the news media been saying, like the guy, like people that's actually been there, they said Stephon Diggs, he's going to get a lot of passes his way. He's going to score a lot, so that should keep him happy. He's only here for a year, so I feel like he won't lash out as much because
he's trying to get a contract.
He has, yes, and that's where I got to give credit to where it's due for our GM. He kind of pretty much rearranged his contract to where he kind of bought out his last. I think it was like 2 years he had. He bought his last 2, so he got this last year. So we have to get the best Stephon Diggs. Like he has to he can't lash out anymore.
He got no choice. He got to act right.
He has no choice. It's so smart because he's only gonna be here for a year. I feel like, and so you got the young guys. I really want him to take John Mechie under his wing because Stephon Diggs is gonna be playing the slot and Tank Dell gonna be on the outside. But once Stephon Diggs leaves, it's gonna be John Mechie is gonna get that slot position. So I hope he takes John Mechie on his wing. I mean, we already seen clips of it after practice. Him and John Mechie on doing routes together, or like teaching him how to come off of what's the cause, whatever. But I can't see him lashing out like he did with the Bills. I feel like with the Bills, I don't think it was necessarily a Josh Allen thing. I think it was a McDermott thing.
Yeah, I think it was a McDermott thing too. And I think the Bills were very silly to keep McDermott after this year. If they were gonna go rebuild, I think they should have went and got an offensive minded head coach for Josh Allen, because I just don't see them having success. Because I'm kind of watching, like I got it playing right here, but I'm seeing it through your screen too, Cam. Seeing the Bears just scored. I'm not sure who, but it is now with the extra point. It's 17-14.
Ooh, down
with 46 seconds left to say. What I haven't seen, actually, because I haven't just been paying attention, how's this new kickoff looking? Like, I know they implemented the new kickoff rules where, everybody got to start, like, basically face up at, was it the 20-yard line or something? Like, different. You have to kick it into the play, because if you kick a touchback, they get to start at like the 35 or something crazy. Yeah. So
it's different. It just looks weird. Like, it doesn't look like NFL football.
It don't look like.
I don't know. It does look like XFL. Like we're watching like XFL or CFL or some shit. But it's kind of different. It's funny too.
It's another question. They say I'm curious to see if Diggs will connect with CJ better. And honestly, I think like even though his yards gonna go down a little bit because you have 3 other receivers with Houston, I feel like he'll connect, in my opinion, a lot better. And I say that because like the thing with Josh Allen has literally the top 2 arm in the league. Him and Herbert, Mahomes, all of them, they got the best arms. But accuracy wise, CJ is literally top 3 accuracy wise. And so, like, that's not taken away from Allen, but in my opinion, even if it's just a rookie year, that still said a lot. Seeing how accurate CJ was with the ball compared to Allen, we already know about his turnover fest and everything. CJ is literally a top 3 accurate QB, and I know that's a lot to say after his first year, but he knows where to throw the ball to. Because before he even came onto the Houston scene, the QBs that Nico and everybody else played with, they wasn't even able to eclipse 1,000 yards. Bringing CJ into the mix and stuff, he already putting up Pro Bowl numbers for a receiver that's not even a Pro Bowl. So I feel like CJ for sure can connect better with Diggs. I think the only thing they take away is like it's gonna be less receptions out there. But I feel like that will help Diggs stay healthy because I don't know if y'all remember like even times where he was with in Buffalo, and sometimes he'll be banged up behind like the sideline stuff because he's trying to catch so much because that offense was like lacking. It was only him and Davis, and Gabe Davis like a once every blue moon receiver. Like he had that 200-yard game in the playoffs. Everybody said, "Oh yeah, he's up next," and blah
Yeah, he
blah.
had 4 touchdowns versus us in that division.
And he didn't understand, and so
He was gonna be the biggest wide receiver too. That's why they was gonna help. He was gonna help win the Super
and
Bowl
he
that
solely
year.
got paid with Jacksonville because of that game. Like I'm a firm believer that Gabe Davis literally got paid by Jacksonville because of what they saw in that game, and they feel like he can do it again. I'm telling you, and so I feel like he'll connect way better with CJ, like for sure.
I just watched that kickoff. Yeah, that does look weird.
It just look weird. I guess you gotta get used to it.
I'm gonna have to get used to it. Yeah. And then like they highlighted like the landing zone where the ball gotta land to be in play. It's like, yeah, no, that's weird. But yeah, I think Stephon will be on his best behavior. I think it'll help the fact that Nico is kind of like the wide receiver one. You could call him, I guess, 1B in comparison to Stephon, but like Stroud, I think will still look his way a lot. So like if they do try to focus attention on Diggs, you got Nico Collins who's gonna eat. You got Tank Dell who's gonna eat. You got Schultz at tight end who's gonna eat. So it's not like you can focus on one person with this offense now for the Texans. I think CJ's gonna just feast and he's gonna have another great year. And I mean, like, there's a reason he's second in MVP odds. He should put up pretty good numbers this year. I'm expecting. I feel like he's gonna go for at least. If he stays healthy, I'm thinking around like 4,800 yards passing at least probably 35 plus touchdown passes, if not more. So he could very well be in the thick of that MVP discussion because he's up and coming. I feel like Patrick Mahomes, I feel like even though he's an MVP favorite, I feel like he's going to have to do something like damn near record breaking for people to really vote him again. I feel like they're just kind of going to start treating him like LeBron, where it's like, yeah, you can make the argument he's probably MVP every year, but we're not going to give it to him every year type shit. So I think CJ is rightfully second with the weapons they got. I expect a big year from him. But like Cam said, and then Eric also made another great point. Brian Callahan also went and hired his dad, Bill Callahan, who's been the offensive line coach for the Browns behind that running scheme. I think that's going to benefit Will Levis a lot because maybe they try to run the ball a little bit more, kind of run play action, make the game simpler and easy for him as a young quarterback. And then you got Hopkins. Hopefully he gets back healthy. Burks, Ridley, they should be decent. They got Okonkwo at tight end. So they got some talent on Tennessee. The big question mark is just literally like how well is Will Levis gonna play? Like, is he ready to really take that quarterback one mantle? Because he was forced into the position last year with Tannehill and his injuries. And then he had a few bright spots, but he was relatively bad for the most part. And then like Jacksonville, like I said, I'm not gonna count them out because Doug Peterson, but I don't think Trevor Lawrence was worth that $275 million they just paid him, and I think they just handicapped their team for years to come. I mean, I guess that's kind of the thing. That's like next guy up, and I kind of want to segue into that, like because all the quarterbacks that got their contracts now. Lawrence got 275. I think Tua got 251. Jordan got, was it 253 or 255? And it's like all three of them, there was great arguments to not pay them, and there were great arguments to pay them. How y'all feeling? Because I know like Dak is the last one left. He still hasn't got a contract. How y'all feeling about that? Like all these QBs making, like these guys, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, Tua Tagovailoa are the top 3 highest paid quarterbacks in the league now, with playoff or 2 playoff wins to show for it between Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love.
I can tell you one thing. This is a topic that the reason why Dak's not getting his money yet. Age. If you look at all the QBs name, all of them are literally 26 and younger, 25 and younger. Dak is like 30 now. So and another thing to say is he's getting the he's definitely getting the Cowboy treatment, like truly getting Cowboy treatment. If you look at all the players from the Cowboys days that didn't get paid, the Jason Wittens, the Dez Bryants, the DeMarco Murray, all of them didn't get paid because they played in Dallas. So he's getting the same treatment. And he put up MVP numbers. Like, you already know I'm an Eagles fan and everything, but I'm going to give credit and credit's due. I thought he should have won MVP last year. I'm going to be honest. The numbers he put up, the QBR, the touchdown to interception ratio, game-winning drives, I feel like he had one of the best regular season performances to get MVP. No disrespect to Lamar and everything, but Lamar he didn't do much offensively to get MVP. His defense really carrying him regular season wise. I mean, Zay Flowers and everybody's did their thing, but if you look at the numbers from Dak compared to Lamar, Dak was beating him in literally every single category, including game-winning drives. So obviously Dallas not gonna pay him because they're gonna prioritize CD and Micah. If I have to pick one team that possibly can get him, it'll probably be the Raiders because they have a QB situation over there. Right now that QB1 right now is probably gonna be Gardner Minshew. I can see him going over there. The only other team I could say could be a dark horse to get him if things don't work out will be Minnesota if they don't work out with JJ McCarthy. But it's too soon to speak on because we haven't seen what he can do. Even though he's struggling right now in camp, it's still camp. You never know. Get the switch off. Because everybody said the same thing. Even though it's a different position, everybody said the same thing with Jamar Chase and him dropping the passes that, he's dropping passes. He ain't going to be a good wide receiver one. And he broke off breaking records his rookie year. So with that being said, they're not going to pay him, and I say the reason why they're going to pay him is not because of the stuff he didn't do. Like, obviously, he didn't win all playoff games and this and that. We get that. But it has to do with age. A lot of because if we're going off all the receivers that's getting paid, Tyreek Hill haven't got paid yet, and he's in his 30s now. You know what I'm saying? Like you got you got CD about to get his money. Jay Jettis got his money. Chase is in the mix right now.
They still ain't signed CD yet. It's been rumors that they got a contract,
but they're prioritizing him right now over
which they
Dak.
should. They should.
So and I had this. So basically, what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, yes, Dak needs to win, but I can't use that as a way of him getting paid because all the QBs on name have not won. They have not got the wild card. The only person who got the wild card was Joe Burrow. That's it. He haven't been since 2021. So I think it has to be age in my opinion. Obviously, it's success stuff, but I think because it's the new generation of the younger players to take over. The Jordan Loves, the Justin Herberts, all them QBs, CJ and all them soon to take over. That's why they're paying all the young players, even though they haven't won anything.
No, that's fair. My aunt said, I don't think they're going to pay Dak. Cam Davis said, Dak got to win in the playoffs. Simple as that. Great franchise quarterback if we're talking about the regular season. And look, I'll be honest. This is one of the rare times in like trade debates and trade conversations. And I get it. It's the Cowboys, so everybody, like every sports show, going to talk about this until something is done and the season starts, for clicks. But this is the rare time where both sides are right. Like both sides have a great argument for why they're doing what they're doing. For the Cowboys, yes, Dak, you played amazing in the regular season. You're going into, I think, year 9. You have 2 playoff wins. You've never made the NFC title. We've stacked the roster with great defense, giving you great weapons on the offensive end. You have failed time and time again to make the NFC Championship game at the very least, let alone a Super Bowl. Why would we already gave you 1 contract? Now, Jerry was stupid because he waited too long to give him that contract, which is why we're in the position we are in now where he's got the no trade clause and everything. But they've already paid him, and he still hasn't produced. Now you got Micah. Now you got CD. You definitely got to pay Micah. You're not finding another Micah Parsons in the draft that easy. CD, it's a little because the wide receiver market kind of gets saturated. There's a lot of good wide receivers. So you can make the argument that you don't pay him. But after the numbers he put up last year, it's kind of hard to make that argument. But as for that, it's like, dude, how much better can we really get for you to lead us to the Super Bowl and put pieces around you if you're going to be commanding $60 million annually from us? So, yeah, they shouldn't pay him. Let him play out this contract. The only downside is they don't have a succession plan at backup QB.
At all. And that's my big problem.
That's where Jerry fumbled. So that's where they messed up. They dropped the ball completely. I agree with that 100%. As for Dak's side, Yeah, I get that argument completely.
Yes.
I played better than you.
Yes.
Telling me because Jordan Love just got paid. Yes, Jordan Love waxed him in the playoff game, but you telling me the Jordan Love had a very terrible start to the season, and then he
Yes,
caught
horrible.
fire in the second half of the
Yes.
season, led the league in touchdown passes, I think like 21 over the last like 8 or 9 games or so. Was hot going into the playoffs, but in this year, because they did the thing where he sat behind Aaron Rodgers. This was the last year of his rookie deal. I think Love had like 33 touchdowns to Dak's 36. Dak's second in MVP running. You're like, oh, Jordan Love, like amazing year. The potential is through the roof. Well, Dak's like, well, I just had arguably my best season ever. Second in MVP voting, all NFL pro team. Like, yeah, y'all should pay me $60 million. I get it, because Dak has done more than Tua. Tua hasn't won no playoff game. We still don't even know if Tua can play in weather under 40 degrees because he hasn't won a game yet. He hasn't beat teams over 500 yet. Trevor Lawrence has not done a damn thing besides get lucky and win a comeback playoff game in the Chargers where they had no business winning. Jordan Love, all we've seen is like 2 good months of football from now. I think he's going to be great from what we see. But all we have is a 2-month sample size where you can say, oh, he deserved to get 55 mil a year. So I understand that, like, I'm doing more than all these guys. Pay me 60 mil. He's not getting paid by Dallas, and Dallas shouldn't pay him because it's been 9 years, man. It is what it is. Then Dak and the Dallas Cowboys together will never win anything of, anything great. They won't make the NFC Championship game. They won't make a Super Bowl. They won't win a Super Bowl. They're not going to do that together. Now, like we just said, if the Cowboys move on from Dak, who will the next be? That's the problem. Nobody knows.
That's why
it's a failure on Jerry. That's what it is.
And that's why I think it would be absolutely silly if they get rid of Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah, they can't get rid of him this year unless they want to go full rebuild.
Yes, you can't get rid of him right now. And I'm going to say this. If Dak doesn't get paid from Dallas, he's going to get paid $60 million from someone.
I'm telling you, I feel like Vegas is going to pay him. I'm telling you.
Someone's going to pay him.
They have quarterback issues. And the thing with the Vegas, though, they want to keep Devontae happy because Devontae's pissed. So they want to keep him happy. So they're going to bring a all-pro QB over there. Not saying they're going to win, but they want to bring somebody over to keep Devontae because they don't give a lot for him and pay him.
Thing is, though, Dak gotta want to go. I don't know if he wants to go, but he gotta want to go to Vegas because he got the no trade clause.
Oh yeah, that no trade clause. Yeah.
Also, who does Vegas trade for Dak? Because you got to get a haul for Dak.
You can trade picks.
They can trade
picks, but I'm sure Dallas is gonna want some players for real.
They can trade some.
Nah, they wouldn't want players. They wouldn't get players. It would be like 2. Maybe 3 first-round picks.
They probably do that, and they probably add a player. Like I don't like, for example, they've been shop. I don't know if he's still over there. They've been shopping Hunter Renfrow, for example. They've been trying to get him out of there. I don't know if he's still there or not.
Still is there, if I'm not mistaken.
If he's still there, they've been trying to get him out of Vegas for the last 2 years. They probably shop him as well, send him to Dallas for whatever reason. I don't know.
That's just how NFL trades are.
That's how they do it. They'll do a couple of first-round picks, couple second-round picks, and the player that been one out for the longest. That's probably what they'll do.
The thing is, but yeah, I agree. But the thing is, I don't think Jerry wants to trade Dak because it's like if you trade Dak, you're gonna lose. Like if anything, I'll give it to him. Dak is a great regular season quarterback. He's gonna get you 10+ wins guaranteed, if not 12. How they've got the last 3 years. It's just when it gets to the playoffs, you're not gonna win with him. So yeah, don't pay him the money. Like Dak, like go prove it. Go win us a Super Bowl. Go get us an NFC Championship. Mike McCarthy, he's on a prove it deal. This is his last year. They signed, I'm blanking on the defensive coordinator, but the old Minnesota head coach. They signed him. Go prove it. 1-year deal. They're all in. They're not all in, but they're all in on this year. Like, hey, if we don't get it this year, we're going rebuild, I assume. But yeah, do not pay him. You just can't at this point.
Yeah, see,
they're not going. I think okay.
Zimmer,
I think
look what Eric said. Look, with the tax laws in Nevada and the news contract, then how the stuff going.
Oh I think it will too.
So,
he gonna make 65 mil.
They'll throw
I think if I was Dallas, I'm still paying Dak. I'll pay Dak for 3 years. In those 3 years, you have to go and you have to have a plan. You can't just say don't pay Dak and nothing happened. No. You pay Dak 3 years.
But how much annually? He's gonna command at least.
You give him. He deserves. okay, you can't.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve money. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, so
I just think it can't come from the Cowboys at this point.
It has to. It had like they have no other choice because they didn't go and get like a successive they're not about to. They're not. Trey Lance is not good at football, so he's not about to come in and play and play right after Dak. No, you give Dak whatever he's asking. Obviously, not like that's going to like reset the QB market. Whatever Dak is asking for, you pay Dak that. You also pay Micah, and I mean y'all don't like that, but what I'm about to say, CD. But I feel like you can move on. I think it's. Hear me out. I think it's easier to find a top 8 receiver, top 5, top 8 receiver, rather than finding like a top 12 QB. Like finding a top 12 QB is like absolutely like it's rare. It's rare.
I agree with you. The only problem is Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones knew coming into the year that contract was up. Micah gonna want a new contract because Bosa got paid last year. CD gonna want a new contract with all the receivers getting their money. If you knew, like if you were in the thinking, like you said, like you can go find a top 8 wide receiver with the receivers in this class. Why did you not make a trade to go get a wide receiver so you could have him on a rookie deal since you won't pay CD? No, that's what I'm saying. It's extreme malpractice by Jerry Jones coming over there. And that's why I'm like, I don't blame Dak for wanting what he wants. I don't blame the Cowboys for not wanting to pay him because they fucked themselves into this situation with everybody's contracts due. So it's literally just play the year out, hope for the best, but you're really just going to repeat all the years we've seen previously. You're not going to go to the Super Bowl. You're not going to make the NFC Championship game. So it's like you're literally in a rock and a hard place. They're screwed. There's literally nowhere they can go because both sides shouldn't budge. Dak shouldn't ask for anything less than $60 million because all the quarterbacks are getting paid. Well, yes, they're younger. They're getting paid off potential. Dak is like, I got 8 years of experience where it's like consistently, I'm good. Playoffs, another question. But at the same time, Tua hasn't won the playoffs. Trevor won 1 game in the playoffs. Jordan Love just won 1 game in the playoffs. Let's go through all the other young quarterbacks. Lamar's 2-time MVP. He was 1-time MVP when he was fighting his argument, for his contract, but you see how hard he had to argue for that. The Kirk Cousins just got $180 million.
Exactly. Like that can get some
Dak is like, I gotta get some of that. I don't blame him.
Jared Goff got paid.
Bro, I'm gonna keep saying this. The thing with Kirk Cousins, bro, I would down this hill. That thing with Kirk Cousins, bro, he's a Tobias Harris of the NFL. He hasn't done, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie.
Tobias Harris has done anything in NBA, and he got a career earning right now, I think over $350 million. Kirk Cousins is literally the Tobias Harris of NFL. What has he done? He only did that one Minnesota Miracle. That one Minnesota
He's not
Miracle.
that bad, Cam, but we gotta be serious. I think
I'm just saying, bro. He came off Achilles tear, and he got 4-year over $100 guaranteed, bro. I
think that quarterback show on Netflix did a great PR job for Kirk Cousins because it shows how good of a person he is, how good of a family man is. But be realistic, man. He's been in the league for 12 years and has 1 playoff win.
That's what I'm saying. So look,
he's Tobias, not
good. That's what I'm comparing. That's what I'm comparing to Tobias. Tobias had been in the NBA.
Tobias don't put up stats though. Like Kirk Cousins put up stats. At least he put up stats.
That's what I'm saying. That both of them put up regular season. They put up like decent numbers. But when it comes to time where you really need the most, they're gone.
We're not gonna act like Kirk Cousins' defenses haven't failed him. His defenses for sure has failed him. Everywhere he's went, we're not about to act like that.
Bro, he lost the playoff game to Daniel Jones the last time we've seen him healthy.
Overall, what I'm saying is,
but I understand it. But like I said, we're not about to act like his defense has not been failing him, bro.
The reason why I'm comparing both of them, bro, is both of them hasn't done anything. They've been in both of their respective leagues for a decade. But look, for a decade plus. I'm not taking away from it. Look, I'm not in nobody's pockets. You know what I'm saying? Look, they got the bag. Both of them have great PR teams. Like everybody, but back then, everybody saying, "Oh man," when Tobias was with the Clippers, "Oh man, that man look like J. Cole. He's so cool and this and that." Start bagging him. Went to Philly, like bro, in my line, like they were doing all that. They both have a great PR team. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, neither one of them have done anything, but they're going to find a way to get the bag. Tobias literally just got a huge bag from Detroit for no reason. They just say here, they give him that Bogdanovich deal. Bogdanovich had left Utah and went to Detroit for no reason, just for him to go to New York and get off the bench. Tobias said, you know what? I don't even care about winning. I'm going to get the bag in Detroit. Because, Detroit not going to win no time soon. They have horrible player development over there. They didn't get Cade Cunningham out of there, but he's stuck now because he's on a 5-year deal. Overall, they both have a great PR team. But none of them have done anything, bro.
I hate when we do this, bro. Like, bro, no, because, like, it's hard. Like, it's not like, okay, we make it sound like it's easy to find, like, a Kirk Cousins. It's not easy finding, like,
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying the media narrative over Kirk Cousins after that quarterback show came out last year was Kirk a good guy, but it's like, but then it became like, oh man, Kirk is a great quarterback. And then he was balling to start the season. I'll give him that. But then when he tears his Achilles, dog, he's what, 34, 35? He's not athletic to begin with. And then he signs with Atlanta, and people are like, oh, this makes Atlanta Super Bowl contenders. Okay, one, he doesn't have a Justin Jefferson anymore. I'm not saying Drake London is bad. I think he could be pretty good. Kyle Pitts, I think he could be pretty good. They're nowhere in the atmosphere of Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson helped Kirk Cousins a lot. Because when Kirk Cousins lost Stephon Diggs, it was a little up in the air. Then he got Justin Jefferson. He was doing decent again. For people to sit up here and act like Atlanta is like all of a sudden some realistic Super Bowl contender with Kirk Cousins at quarterback at 34 off an Achilles tear.
In
NFC, they might be
NFC,
able to,
in NFC for sure they are.
In the NFC South, they should be able to win that division.
No, I'm saying in the NFC period, they
will get steamrolled by the 49ers. They will get steamrolled by the Cowboys. I feel like they will get steamrolled by the Packers. They will get steamrolled by the Lions. They will get steamrolled by the Eagles. They're not that good.
Yes, they are. They really are. That offense is that offense. The offensive core is probably second or third in the NFC.
What we think potential wise.
Yeah, for sure. Potential. I mean, that's what we got.
I know they got Bijan. I know. But I'm saying that at the end of the day, we know what Kirk Cousins is when he comes to play. There's a reason.
He's a top 12 quarterback.
Yeah, top 12. Top 12 not getting done no more in this league.
Why not?
It's not.
How?
It's not. What top 12 quarterback has got it done?
Recently? Well, obviously, recently, nigga's been Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying.
No, okay, but
I'm saying I'm agreeing with you in saying Kirk is good.
There's been top 12 quarterbacks that's been to the Super Bowl, right? In these past couple years, right?
Who? Because if you're gonna say Stafford, I think Stafford is a way better quarterback than Kirk Cousins.
No, I'm okay. But Stafford, Purdy, Hurts. I mean, you can make it to the Super Bowl. I mean, now it's just beating this, beating.
That's what I'm saying. I think Kirk Cousins, like how we always said it for years, Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott are one and the same. They will be great for you in the regular season. When it comes to the playoffs, you cannot depend on them whatsoever. I had faith in them. They lost to Daniel Jones last time I seen them in the playoffs. My faith is gone, especially after coming off an Achilles tear. Like, I think sometimes people get it misconstrued because we've seen Tom Brady play into his 40s. We've seen Aaron Rodgers play into damn near his 40s, even though he tore his Achilles last year. You see LeBron play into his 40s. Once you hit that mid-30s age, the drop-off for the average person in the league and progressive sports is like down, nosedive.
For sure, but Kirk not finna run. Kirk is throwing the ball. Like
that's what I'm saying, though.
He's gonna throw the ball. Like he's gonna.
That means everything for him has to be literally perfect for him to succeed and get you to the Super Bowl.
Not necessarily. I mean, he can.
If they got offensive line problems, he's fried turkey in the pocket.
He'll be able to move around a little bit. Like he's not gonna be just like a vegetable, bro. He can be able to move around a little bit.
There already was a vegetable.
Man, I always say it's only one person I seen who came in from it. It's only two people. I seen, well, no, I'm gonna say one because I can't even say the other person because he came back. He was all right. It's only one person I seen who came back from Achilles tear and he got better. And that's KD. KD's the only person I seen come back from Achilles tear and he literally got better. Like Richard Sherman came back, he was okay. He was all right. When Kobe came back, he was all right. Then he had to retire. His injury started piling up. KD's literally the only person I seen come back from Achilles tear and literally got better.
The verdict is still very much out on A-Rod too. Like I'm not so sure he's gonna be.
That's different sports, though, bro. Like, and this
No,
is
I know. I'm
situations
just saying in
and
general.
I'm just saying that's a tough injury to come back from.
I'm just saying
No,
in
but
general.
no, I'm okay. I'm not saying it's just an easy. It's it's not easy, obviously, but like, he's still professional, bro. He's still a top 12 quarterback in the league. I think they're gonna be.
That's why my argument isn't that he's not top 12 and they won't be good. I'm just saying, even though he'll be good, the Atlanta Falcons are still nowhere near or close to making the Super Bowl. I feel like.
Because at the end of the day, in the NFC, I think they kind of.
At the end of the day, I think Kirk Cousins at quarterback, they're not going to come close.
I mean, they got one of the easiest.
Unless they're able to cake off with their schedule and get like a first round bye.
It's really
could have the NFC is bro. The NFC is not good. Like NFC has like a handful of teams that are like
their division is really one of the easiest though. Like
that's what that's the only reason that people should have any hope in them. But once they get to the playoffs, I feel like the top teams from the other divisions are better than Atlanta. Point blank. Period.
If you look at a division, like the only team in that division that really can give them run for their money to make playoffs will be the Bucks. That's it. Because like I don't have no faith in the Saints. Any Saints fan, I'm sorry, I don't have faith in the Saints because Derek Carr situation. And Carolina not gonna do anything no time soon because
Eric said no quarterback has come back from this injury and been good. Falcons are going to win the South. I can see it happening.
I got the Bucks winning again.
I genuinely don't know how Kirk Cousins will come back.
And then the thing that really questioned me the most is Kirk Cousins left Minnesota because they were trying to draft a QB just to go to another team and they drafted a QB. That's what really got me confused. I'm like, he left Minnesota because they told him they was going to draft a QB. They didn't know they were going to get Michael Penix or get J.J. McCarthy. Just for him to go to Atlanta and them to draft Penix at 8. Now he was like, what was the point? Like, so
because I think Atlanta has a decent season. Penix is the starter by the start of the 2025 season, and they've shipped Kirk Cousins off somewhere because he's not
disrespecting now.
I'm sick. They're gonna be like
you think he can just be ass?
I'm not saying he's gonna be. I'm saying it's gonna be kind of like
you said 1 year done.
Because it's gonna be like the Alex Smith situation. It's gonna be like, okay, we obviously now we see that we have viable offensive talent if you give them a serviceable QB, because that's the one thing they've been missing the last couple of years with the Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota experiments, and you were wasting Kyle Pitts, Drake London talent. Last year you wasted Bijan Robinson talent with Arthur Smith at the head coach. They're going to see that they're semi-decent. Okay, they obviously believe in Penix because they drafted him 8 out of the blue, and no one saw that coming. Soon as they see relative success, but they know they don't have any playoff success, out the door. Penix on the rookie contract, they can ship Kirk Cousins for some type of assets. They can then build, okay, what do we really need to build on for this to make this roster complete? Penix, give him the keys to the offense. Let's go. Now we trying to really go after a Super Bowl. You're not going after Kirk Cousins is good. You're not winning the Super Bowl with him at quarterback. We know that.
Oh, we'll see. I never said winning. I said he can definitely.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
we've seen a top 12.
What are you playing for at the end of the day? It's a Super Bowl. I'm not saying like every team not Super Bowl caliber ready, but like people got like when they got Kirk Cousins, some people were like saying some crazy stuff like, oh, Kirk Cousins turns this team all the way around. It's like, no, they become, a pretty decent, good team. Will they make noise in the playoffs? I highly doubt it. But for the regular season, yeah, they'll be good. They should make the playoffs in the NFC. They potentially can win the division. But Kirk Cousins doesn't swing the pendulum where it's like your team that couldn't make the playoffs are like, oh, now we're legit Super Bowl contenders. He's right in the middle, like we've seen his whole career.
Hey, look, we'll see, because this is his first time having like a really good defense, and like I said, his defense has been selling him every single time. So, hey, look, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see.
I feel it. What about the other quarterbacks? So like Tua, how you feel about Miami paying him? Because obviously he has the numbers in the regular season, but like we said, y'all know I say it every season. Once we get towards the winter time, like it's gonna get cold. Dolphins will start off hot in the beginning of the season. Once it gets cold, they're gonna fall off. They're gonna start playing better teams. They're gonna play more divisional games. You gotta travel to New England. You gotta travel to Buffalo. You gotta travel to New York. All cold places. Tua will struggle. The last 2 years, like clockwork, Tua has struggled. They should have been. They honestly should have been first place in the AFC, so they didn't have to worry about that last year. Tua dropped the ball completely. They choked that away. Ended up as the 6th seed playing my Chiefs, and one of the coldest. I think the 4th coldest game in NFL history. He looked like a vegetable out there. He couldn't throw the ball whatsoever. Now, he had the concussion history, but who else can you really get that's comparable to Tua right now at this moment in time? Nobody. So you fork up the money, you pay him, but now it's like you can't keep stacking that team with all the talent because you got to pay Tua now. Tua still hasn't reduced. He still has 0 playoff wins. He still hasn't won a game below 40 degrees. But he's got $251 million to his name now. So what? How do y'all feel about Miami's decision to sign Tua?
You already know I don't support it, but I mean, like I said, I'm not a hater. Tua is like literally my age. You get the bag, They haven't done anything, and in their division, it's only gonna get like outside of Buffalo. I mean, they're still gonna get like, I guess you could say do something because they improve on defensive part. I guess add some pieces and removing some pieces, but Tyreek is only gonna get older. He can't keep saving him with the horrible throws and everything like that. And I mean, obviously they got Jalen Waddle to a extension and everything like that. They're not gonna do anything, And I feel like the reason why I say this season is really gonna be harder for him is on a defensive side for Miami. 2 of your star players are coming back from like big injuries. Jalen Phillips come back from Achilles tear. Bradley Chubb, I think he's coming back from ACL tear. Ain't no timetable for them to return. You add some other players to defense, which is fine, but you losing Christian Wilkins, everyone's on the defensive side. You had to score a lot now. Like you've already scored
Xavier Howard too, I think.
You know what I'm saying? You lost a lot of defensive players, and then I mean, obviously you still got Jalen Ramsey, but he's older now. And so they if they don't do anything, I mean, obviously I don't see them doing anything this year, but they really don't make that run outside the wild card.
No, I tell you what, if they don't win their division this year, they're in big trouble. Because this is like the 1 year you got to win it. Buffalo is entered like their little semi-rebuild. The Jets, while they have talent across the roster, you have Aaron Rodgers off, 40 years old, off an Achilles tear, hasn't thrown for over 300 yards in about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
You have to seize the opportunity and finish the job and get first place in your division, get a home playoff game. There's literally no excuse at this point. They got to do it this year. It's like now or never. You paid Tua. He's got his money. He should be happy. You got all the talent. Paid Jalen Waddle too. You got Odell Beckham in free agency. You still got Devon Achane and Raheem Mostert, all the speed in the world. There's too much talent on that team to not win the AFC East. AFC East this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. So, $251 million.
I already said
I wouldn't have done it, but I know it's like next man up. But like, nah.
If they don't do anything, that's raps, bro. Like I said, they have literally the key to possibly win the division because Buffalo took a huge step back, losing a lot of players, offensively and defensively. The Jets obviously they add some talent, receiver wise, bringing in everyone else, but we don't know how A-Rod's going to be after his Achilles tear, and they have quarterback depth issues. So, if, knock on wood, God forbid, if he was to get hurt again, we don't even know who's going to play QB because Zach Wilson's in Denver now, and I don't even know who's going to be after that. What, Trevor Siemian?
Oh, is that I was going to say I don't even know who their backup is.
I don't know who the backup is over there. I think it's Trevor Siemian, but I don't know. I don't know who's that backup. Oh. So they're going to have quarterback issues if he's not healthy. And then I hate to say it, I'm sorry, Jets fans, but the Jets are the nursing home team of the NFL. I'm just saying, bro, hear me out.
And they gotta play on MetLife turf.
They got to play on MetLife turf. Every single player that plays on MetLife turf gets hurt somehow. From Jalen Phillips to Aaron Rodgers himself to Breece Hall, everybody gets hurt somehow, some way. They're the nursing home team of the NFL. Somebody always getting hurt, and then them adding some receiving talent from what's his name? He came from the Chargers.
Mike Williams.
Yeah.
He's kind of stayed injured.
So you bringing in an injury-prone receiver over there, which I like the move. You know, like it helps when he's healthy.
He's beast. He be
Yeah, he's a
killing my
beast.
Chiefs.
But his injury problems has been the issue, and so you bring him over there to that turf. Oh Lord, like GG's, man. So if Miami don't do anything this year as far as the division, which they have, like this probably the easiest path to win. I'm not even gonna lie, it should be the easiest path. They're gonna look back at that tour contract and just sabotage a lot of stuff because then you gotta figure out how to pay Tyreek, then you gotta figure out how to pay other players, and then eventually, even though it's gonna be sound crazy, Raheem must have gonna want his money because of the career he had last year, the 18 touchdowns and all that stuff. It's gonna look real nasty over there.
Yeah. Well, look, y'all gotta excuse me for like 30 seconds. I gotta go pee. But Cam, I want you to give your thoughts on the Tua contract. And then when I come back, I actually got a question because I just seen they were interviewing Caleb Williams. So I actually got something to ask about him. Because it's been a lot of talks around him. So excuse me one second. I'll be back, y'all. Y'all hold it
down.
I'm dead.
I'm dead too.
Bro.
Man, I don't know. Like he deserves it, I guess, because he just had this really great year last year. Come off I think that was pretty sure that was his best year.
Oh, Ash, you missed it, bro. We was talking about Titans all earlier, bro. You missed it.
But that was Ashton?
Yeah, I was saying we'll give Titans the praise. We got them we'll give them hella praise.
Ashton, I got Titans second seed actually in the AFC South. So
yeah, you missed it. You missed it, man.
For sure missed it. But nah, Tua, I think he deserved it. It's just now it's time to win in the playoffs. Like it's time to win. Like you can't just same thing, like I'm saying with Dak, you can't just just be a great regular season quarterback and then just fall off in the playoffs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's time to do something in the playoffs now. Like Bryce was saying, when it gets cold, him and the whole Dolphins roster, whatever, they pretty much shut down or whatever. But I mean, I feel like they're the best team in their division. AFC East. I think they're the best team in their division. So they should make some noise. Because I don't like the Bills going to be good. They still got Josh Allen or whatever, but they don't have the roster that Miami has. Don't got to worry about the Patriots. And then the Jets, whatever. I think it's going to be Dolphins, Bills, Jets, like right there, like fighting for the first. So it's I don't know. It's still gonna be tough, but I think Dolphins gonna end up winning the division. If they don't, then that's tough because now you paid him all this money and you can't even win a division. And like you said, Tyreek not getting any younger. No, I know you got Jalen Waddle, but other than that,
I see Ashton join the chat.
Yeah, I told him
said, "Damn, no Titans talk, man. You missed it. You gotta go back and watch. We actually talk good about your Titans. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. We got some belief in your Titans. But
I mean, I gave more praise on y'all defense. I'm not gonna lie, y'all defense really A1. Like, no,
it's gonna be up to Will Levis. Win or lose games, it's all gonna be up to Will Levis.
And then we're gonna see how this new coaching goes as well. They got a new staff and everything. So I think that, like I said earlier, like with everything with Will Levis, like he just needed like a whole change. Like him getting thrown in the fire throughout the situation with like Ryan Tannehill drama and everything like that. I think that's something he needed. Like he just needed a fresh start. So I think this season he'll be fine.
And I think like obviously I think Mike Vrabel is a great coach, but like I just think at the era of the NFL we're in, you just really it's very hard to win with a defensive minded head coach and a young quarterback unless you have a bona fide offensive coordinator. But when you have a bona fide offensive coordinator, usually that guy gets plucked in the next coaching cycle. So it's just hard to like have continuity with like winning when that's the case. So I think Callahan can be good for Will Levis. You obviously got talent. Hate to see the news, we're just still in training camp, like 2 weeks in now. DeAndre Hopkins goes down, but hopefully he gets healthy because that's going to be a key piece in that offense for Will Levis, a reliable wide receiver one to, kind of throw the ball to when in doubt. But like I said, before I had to, take that bathroom break right there, I seen they were interviewing Caleb Williams, obviously number 1 pick in the draft, all the hype in the world coming in on him. Do y'all agree or not agree with him not playing tonight? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if they said an exact reason on why he's not playing, but all things considered, do y'all think he should have been playing in this first preseason game as a rookie quarterback?
Me and my homeboys we was on NCAA. We were just talking about that before we got on the podcast. They were saying that he didn't even have to play the full game. He could at least play like a couple of snaps or a quarter
a drive
or something.
Or two, something.
You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I feel like he should at least play like a drive. Maybe even play like a quarter or something, a couple minutes, just whatever, just to like get your feet wet and stuff because it's your first NFL game, whatever. We already know we're doing practice stuff. We show everybody what you can do in a draft. I mean, show everybody what you can do in a game because obviously, you're the top pick of the draft. Everybody got you predicted to go, rookie of the year and stuff. But it's one QB behind you that's coming for you, and that's Jaden Daniels in Washington. And he got talent around him too out there, so he ain't far off. So with that being said, I feel like he ain't had to play the whole game. He could at least play like a drive or something,
I want to play him the whole game, but I thought for sure he would have got like a drive or two just to get real live NFL reps. Yeah, because I mean he didn't play in the bowl game, so he hasn't played football in literally months, like since last year. And it's like, yeah, you're the number 1 pick. Yeah, you got talent on the offense end, but you still, I feel like just to get out there, just get a feel for a little bit, give some call outs, change some things at the line a little bit. Thought it would have been good. I would assume though, like I would think they would play him game 2 and game 3 because there's only 3 preseason games now. Remember, so like
they get 4 though.
Oh, because they play in the Hall of Fame game.
So that's why I was gonna be like, yeah, like.
Oh, is that what they're thinking? You think?
Yeah, and I was like, this is, so just be cautious with them. I feel like, and like since they getting 4 preseason games, it really is just a Hall of Fame game. Like it's not like I don't know, like it's just a Hall of Fame game. So yeah, he gonna get 3 extra games. He should play in those. So
yeah, and I hope they do like at least maybe the last season game or so. They like get at least one drive out there with all the receivers, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. That like they got some weapons now for him. He should be decent. They got a good old line. They still got a very solid defense. Stack some more pieces there. So I want to see it, but like obviously it's like a contingent of fans that are with Caleb, and then there's a whole lot of like, oh my God, hate him. He's this, he's that. He paints his nails. He sucks. But I will say, I feel like there's a story that came out the other day that speaks for his character that he had nothing to, do. It wasn't like fabricate or anything. Bayer, the safety, came over from Tennessee, said, he was interviewing, I think, I seen it on Colin Cowherd's show, but I don't know where the interview was from exactly. But he was just like, basically after one of the training camp practices in the locker room, you're like, all right, who's calling it up? Like, who's breaking us down? And so we can head out. Caleb Williams stepped up. He's like, hey, before we get out of here, like, yo, I know we got janitors, but we grown-ass men. This locker room and the training facility is too trashy. Like, pick up after yourself. I feel like that shows, like, kind of who he is as just a person. Like, he ain't got to do that. He the number 1 pick. Because, it would definitely be a story if someone was, like, were to walk in the locker room and be like, everything was clean except Caleb Williams' locker. Like, that would be, like, national news headlines. Yeah. That kind of goes unnoticed, but I think it's something that shows his character a little bit. I think he's going to be all right. I think he's going to be solid. But I would like for people to temper their expectations. He's a rookie at the end of the day. I get it. Chicago has some talent, but no rookie coming into the league is Super Bowl or bust. Like that's absolutely asinine and crazy to like put that statement on a rookie quarterback in the National Football League. Like
I don't think people are saying Super Bowl.
Some people,
they have.
I'm like, why?
I haven't seen that.
You probably
But
haven't seen it. No, like, I
nah,
wish I was lying, bro. At least I seen a couple of like, obviously analysts. We don't care about the takes, but at the end of the day, it's still being said in front of the television. They've been saying that, bro.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I gotta see that.
Because some of them was saying like,
sadly, Nick Wright is one of them. He said,
yeah,
he's
they
thinking that
were
Chicago
saying,
is Super Bowl contenders. I'm like, bro.
yeah, they said like this is the most talent that any rookie QB done had. It should be a Super Bowl buzz. I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, no matter what talent you have around you, that's still a rookie, bro. Like, why are you expecting Super Bowl?
I do agree with this is definitely the most talented.
Yeah, they got hella talent.
A rookie quarterback has ever
came
into.
You can't expect a rookie to take this much chance to the Super Bowl when he's just a rookie, though.
You know who fault it is? It's CJ. It's CJ. It's literally CJ's fault. He's had, he came in and people seen how he switched the changed the whole Houston's organization or whatever, and now everybody is expecting a rookie quarterback to do that. And it's like, bro, like that's
difference. But the difference between the CJ situation and Caleb's situation is CJ came in and changed everything around. They changed everything around for Caleb. That's the difference. CJ literally, the only thing they changed with everything with CJ was the head coaching, and I guess you can say they drafted Tank and everything else. But everybody else was still there. Caleb, they literally added DeAndre Swift, Kevin Byard, Keenan Allen. They re-signed DJ Moore. They added more pieces around there. They literally gave him every single thing it's like, bro, you're giving your son a Mercedes for his 16th birthday party. 16th birthday. They literally gave him everything he wanted. And he even asked for it. They just gave it to him because they wouldn't be successful. CJ came into the organization with the same talent and everything. Only thing is he got D'Amico Ryans is his head coach. And I guess you could say he added like another receiver in Tank Dell before he got hurt. That's it. But everything else, he got it from mud up. So obviously, yes, I agree with that because of what CJ did. But the only difference is before even Caleb got drafted, they was already adding pieces and pieces and pieces to it because they knew they were gonna get him. And a lot of people was getting on there because it's like even though everybody was getting on Justin Fields about everything like that, they all Justin Fields just asked for help. That's all he was like, bro, give me some help. They traded for DJ Moore. That was a sign, but they still losing because he needed more help. As soon as they shipped him off and everything, got rid of him, he went to Pittsburgh and stuff like that. And before they even thought about drafting Caleb, sign Kevin Byard, sign DeAndre Swift. You trade for Keenan Allen. You extend DJ Moore. They did all that for him. Then they boom. So it's like to expect him to a Super Bowl. I get it. That's literally the best thing. That's like a kid in a candy store. You getting whatever you want, and that's on my tab. But you still can't expect a rookie QB, to take him. That's just like Washington trying to help Jaden Daniels, even though it's not as much as Caleb, obviously, because on paper, like Caleb Williams' team is way better than Washington. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think most people saying playoffs than Super Bowl.
No, a lot of people saying Super Bowl. I wish I was wrong.
But even playoffs, it's like, yeah, I get the idea, but it's like they're in a tough ass division. You got Detroit, who was just in the NFC Championship game, and the Packers, who everybody thinks and we believe too that Jordan Love is the future. We seen what they did a little bit and seen some sparks and flash. Like, it's not just going to be like no cakewalk. Like, oh, you got this and that. Go win the division. Like, they got a loaded division.
The NFC is still bad though. Like they can
the NFC, but they're top heavy. So because it's like
they're top heavy.
49ers. As long as they stay healthy, we know they're there with all the talent they got. The Rams, they got hella talent, great coaching with McVay. They hit on the draft A+ every year. So you expect them to be in the mix. Eagles, Cowboys gonna be in the mix. Possibly, I think Washington has a chance to be kind of decent with Jaden Daniels and some of the stuff they got. Yep. They got a new coach. Then flip it to the NFC South. Someone's got to come out of there so they get a guaranteed playoff spot, even though we know they're garbage. Lions, Packers, Bears. That's 8 teams. There's only 7 playoff spots.
Well, yeah, they gonna be competing. They'll be competing with the Commanders.
They could be competing, but I'm saying like, if they don't make it by like the skin of their teeth, like it's not like people be like, "Oh man, this is a failure. He's a bust. They had too much talent." Now, it's like, bro, it's his first year. Like, while they look good on paper, when has NFL teams put teams together on paper and it just like worked out perfectly? Because the NFL is such a game of parity. all 11 players got to be as one for that to work. One piece drop out or one piece don't function the right way, it go to shit
And
real quick.
It's been hella teams that's been good on paper in the recent history that look real good on paper and haven't done anything. We can go from the Steelers with Le'Veon and AB. They were supposed to be Super Bowl and stuff, and they ain't do much together. It's a lot of teams you can name that's been.
There's been
really,
teams. There's been teams that have been good on paper.
They've been really good on paper, but
also,
some of them they make a playoffs. Some of them probably lost in a wild card. Some of them even get a chance to even hit the division.
Yeah, but we're just looking at the back. Like I said, there's been good teams that
there
have
has
looked
been,
on.
but those teams.
Why are we just looking at the bad stuff? Like, why can't we just look at the good stuff?
No,
like,
I'm not saying.
I'm saying he deserves like breathing room. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
this is the first year of his career. This isn't like do or die. Chicago got to win now.
But everybody should be expecting Caleb Williams.
Okay, listen, I'm saying you could expect a lot from a rookie QB, but at the same time, let the dude breathe. He ain't played an NFL snap yet.
I understand it, but this is the hype. Like, this is. I want to ask another question also after this, but this is literally the same hype that Trevor Lawrence had coming out of college or whatever, and we're expecting these guys to be
okay. And
really because they were coming out of college, they was calling Caleb Williams the next Patrick Mahomes. We need to see.
That's not fair to him, though.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's the hype that's coming with him. Same thing with Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence, they was calling Trevor Lawrence the prototype. So look, you
said same thing. You said the same thing with Trevor Lawrence, and you said how the hype and stuff like that. And look what happened after that. Look what happened his rookie year. You said all the pressure was on him. Look what happened.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying like this is what we're expecting though, because
it's
so much hype.
All I'm saying is like just let bro breathe for a second. Like
let him breathe, but I mean he has a crazy great team.
Yeah, he gonna
with all this hype.
I feel like
the next Patrick Mahomes, so we need to see.
I feel like Caleb Williams definitely gonna have obviously like he's gonna be arguably rookie of the year, all these numbers. I get that. All I'm saying is like that's why I kind of want him to like play tonight, just so like kind of like get a little bit of that pressure off his shoulders a little bit, because you have people like, okay, even though it's a drive or two, we can really see what he can do. Let's lay off a little bit, let's lay off the photography and blah blah blah. Instead, all they're gonna do is it's gonna be that one analyst. It's gonna be one. I'm not gonna say I don't know who, but you know how ESPN works. One person might. Let's talk about next segment. Why Caleb Williams didn't want to play at the Hall of Fame game, blah, blah. And we all know, like, bro, like you just said, it's not that deep. It's just a Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
A lot of people like, it is deep. That's the number one draft pick. He need to go out there and show the talent we can do and blah, blah. They're never going to be satisfied. Let's be honest. They're never going to be satisfied.
Yeah, no. And I'm not saying, like, obviously, I think he will be good. I'm just saying, like, dog, the NFL got talent all across the board. Like, yeah, he should be good, but like how you said, Trevor Lawrence came in with a lot of hype. 3 years into the league now, Trevor Lawrence, compared to the hype he got coming in, has underperformed comparative to the hype. Let's get this guy a chance to grow. Like, yeah, he got some talent. He still got to build a bond with his receivers. They draft Rome Odunze too, so they got him at potential wide receiver 3 behind Allen and DJ Moore. They got Swift, like Cam said. So, yes, they have talent.
A shit ton of talent.
But you can't just think automatically, like, oh, we stick these players together, it's just going to work right off the bat. Like, yeah, Caleb Williams is a protege, but it's like, let him find his footing in this league. And while they should be competitive, they still are in a very competitive division because you have 2 teams that were in the final 8 teams in the playoffs last year, and those teams only got better. Detroit only got better. Green Bay only got better because they were the youngest team in the league, and they were doing what they were doing. So, yeah, Caleb Williams got talent, but he's got a lot to compete with within his own division, let alone the NFC that still has teams like 49ers, Philly, Dallas. Like, those are other teams outside the division that you got to worry about, too. So, it's like, I'm not expecting him to come in here and set the league on fire completely and just take over because it rarely happens like that.
I think the standard now, just like the standard was, you have to find like the next Mahomes or the next guy to boost your what's called the standard now is you have to find like a CJ Stroud, a rookie quarterback that could come in and just be that can elevate your team to go into the playoffs and winning like a game or 2 in the playoffs. That's what I really think people are like trying to, like Nick Wright. most of the time he do be trolling a lot.
He do.
Maybe I like to say like I didn't see like him saying that, but if he did say that, he's obviously foolish for saying that. Like Super Bowl is crazy for sure for them. I just think the hype that came in with him, the team that's around him, I'm expecting them to win at least 9, like minimum 9 games. Minimum 9 games.
Minimum 9. I give him 9.
And that should be enough to in the NFC. That 9 games should be enough to make the playoffs. I feel like.
I like 9, but I'm saying like they get 9 wins and say they don't make the playoffs with 9 wins.
They shouldn't get no. He shouldn't get no
flack for that.
No flag. Yeah,
also, that's part of the reason too. I'm like people are putting expectations super high. I get it. He's a talented guy. They got talent, but organizationally, Chicago has been a failure. There's no way they haven't drafted a quarterback in over 50 years that hasn't thrown for over 4,000 yards.
Now that's funny.
That's a crazy stat, but that's real. That's like
it's a real stat.
Organization, and that's something he's up against now. So it's like, let's relax. Like, if he get to 4,000, cool. Like, yeah, he had a great season. You get to 9 wins from what they've been. That's a great season. If it doesn't make the playoffs, let's not blow it out of proportion. Like, oh my God, he's a bust. He's not this. He's not that. Like, let him grow. Like, it's
gonna happen though.
It will, and that's what I'm saying. He don't deserve it though.
He really don't. He don't. I get it. He don't.
Dick. Look who's saying hey in the chat. Where you at, bro? We
bro,
know you all right now.
Bro, he over here texting in the chat and stuff.
Yeah, turn on your laptop, bro. We still going strong.
Crazy.
But okay, so we talked about Tua, we talked about Caleb, talked about Dak. What about Jordan Love? Because
he's my dark horse.
We see the potential, but again, I could understand where it's like maybe you don't pay him the money that you just paid him because you did only see that performance for 2 months. The first couple months of the season, it was like, ugh, this is what we had sitting behind Aaron. This is how he looks. But then we seen, him catch fire, and then that playoff game, it looked very Aaron Rodgers-esque. And I don't know if Eric is still on, but I know Eric mentioned, I think he commented, like, he throws off his back foot a little too much for me. What's y'all's confidence like in Green Bay and Jordan Love?
Like I said, bro, that's my dark horse in the NFC. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I feel like that's going to be that one team that's really going to upset a lot of people to where they could be in the NFC Championship. I'm not even going to lie. The additions they add, obviously, like, the back foot stuff, I feel like he can fix that, obviously, working in the off season. But the one thing that really helped him is adding Josh Jacobs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no shade to Aaron Jones and everything, but Josh Jacobs is one of the running backs that can run and catch, especially in the backfield. If they do them RPOs, it's going to be nasty because both of them can run. Their RPOs can be extremely nasty, but they help him out with defensively too, adding Xavier McCoy in the secondary and stuff like that, extending Rashawn Gary and stuff. That team gonna be nice. They're gonna be a team to look out for in the NFC. I can see Jordan Love definitely be in the top 5 conversation. This season alone. I'm really sold on them. Like, that's really my dark horse team to upset a lot of teams in the NFC. Like, obviously, like AFC is better than NFC, but Green Bay is that one bright spot in the NFC for sure.
I think what a lot of people don't give him credit, and I think one of the biggest pieces of like why Jordan Love will be so good, Matt LaFleur is a really good coach. Like, he's from that Shanahan tree as well, where it was him, Shanahan, McVay, and McDaniel all on one roster, I think, in Washington at one point. LaFleur is damn good. And it just makes you wonder, like, Rodgers' ego was so big that he just wouldn't listen to him and listen to his coaching and run the stuff he wanted to run. Jordan Love comes in and looks like, obviously, like we said, the first part of the season didn't go as planned. But once they got to playoffs, Jordan Love, he was playing with the same players that Rodgers was playing with the year before, where they missed the playoffs. Youngest team in the league, and they're killing. They should have beat the 49ers had they not kind of choked that one down the stretch. But hey, you live and you learn. So yeah, I think Jordan Love is going to be good. I get why they paid him. I get the argument for why you wouldn't want to pay him. But the potential through the roof, I think he deserved his money more than Tua deserved his money, and more than Trevor deserved his money. Because like you seen the flash of what he could be, whereas Tua, I think like we've seen him basically at his best in a sense. Like, yeah, with the talent around him, he's gonna be able to put up yards. He's gonna be able to make the quick throws on time. But when it comes down to it, is he gonna win you playoff games? Is he gonna win you game in the cold? No, not really. Trevor Lawrence, the protege, coming in like, oh, he's gonna be amazing. Well, Urban Meyer, terrible coach, will give him a pass. Get Doug Peterson, okay. They look okay throughout that first year with Doug Peterson, and then they get on a little run. They make the playoffs. They're down 27-0 in the playoff game versus the Chargers. Give them all the credit in the world. They came back. But Trevor Lawrence had thrown like, 4 or 5 interceptions in that first half to get them to that point. And then this year, they completely, fall apart down the stretch. You can still make the argument like, yeah, he's got potential, but how much? Because now we're going into year 4, and we still haven't seen that much greatness. Jordan Love, it's like, it felt like if you stuck a 12 and Rodgers on the back of his jersey, we was watching Aaron Rodgers when he was dicing up the Cowboys last year in that wild card game. So I definitely agree with it. I think Matt LaFleur is a great coach. Josh Jacobs, like you said, was a big pickup. That wide receiver core, he's got the same wide receiver core returning. They're all super young, all on rookie contracts. It's legit scary for Green Bay and what they could do in the NFC. And that's another reason I'm like, I'm not about to put so much expectations on Caleb because this team, I think, is a little bit better than them. As of right now, like Chicago might have more name power and talent, but Green Bay as a team, they got it. And they got a great coach. I'm still not sold on Matt Eberflus or Eberflus, however you want to say it, for Chicago. Yeah, he seems to be a good defensive mind, but he's also, Chicago's been horrible the last 2-3 years with him. So if I'm gonna have to put my money somewhere, I would put it on Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur. I think they're gonna ball out. And like you said, dark horse, they might be able to pull it off because, like I said, 49ers obviously got hella talent. It's very hard to lose a Super Bowl and then get back to the Super Bowl. So it very well might be a different contender this year. Green Bay will very much be in that mix. I believe it. So I believe it. But yeah, man, oh dang, not a weather delay.
Yeah, it got delayed. Yeah.
I just seen that. But we're coming up on 2 hours actually for the live, which it don't even feel like that.
No,
but I was gonna wrap it up, and it kind of goes perfect. We got the weather delay. The game is out 17-21 Chicago, but it is just only the first pregame of the season. We appreciate y'all if y'all tune in. We're just getting things kicked back in the gear. We've been, it's been a busy summer. Boys been working. Boys been traveling. We got some new things coming. Go check out the channel if y'all haven't. We've just started, the esports stuff. I got a couple head-to-head games versus Chris, who couldn't be on the podcast today, sadly. But we split games there. I do have a new Dynasty mode game coming out. Played Ron. Was looking good in the first half. Then I got smoked in the second half. So y'all get to see me get my ass whooped in College Football 25. We'll be hopping back on the Fortnite. Call of Duty coming out later this year. Definitely going to be on that. That's looking like it's going to be something special with Black Ops 6. But yeah, man, we happy to be back. Happy football season is back. It's going to be a great season. Stay tuned the next couple weeks. We're going to be doing a lot of division previews. So today we kicked it off with the AFC South. We talked about, other divisions within everything, but we'll get to everything, and then we'll give our annual season preview, like who we think making the playoffs, who we think win the Super Bowl, MVP, all that. Will I call my Chiefs for the third year in a row, the first 3P? I don't know. We'll have to stay tuned. but y'all see that in the future. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all did and watch all the way through, like, subscribe, give the channel a follow. We got a lot of content coming up pretty soon, y'all. We back in that mode. We're kicking it back in the gear. I Need a Sports Pod. We'll be back on your timeline all the time. We're back. Cam Davis is funny because I know he right across from you right now in the other room. Said he gonna whoop your ass at NCAA. So if y'all get that head-to-head going, y'all definitely got to record that so we can upload it to the pod, man. But it's your favorite kids from the neighborhood signing off. Like I said, got a lot in store. So stay tuned. Yes, sir. And we better see you back on the pod to talk some Cowboys, man. Ain't no excuse now, for real.
Say it again.
Say it again.
I said we better see you back on the pod sometime this season to talk about your boys, man. You've
Hey,
been running
Bull-
from us. You ran
Hey.
from us all last year.
Hey, Bulls on parade, man.
Nah. You
Hey,
can't
time
hop
till
on
I
the
drown, baby.
bandwagon now, man. You can't hop on the
Hey, we
bandwagon
still them
now.
boys, man.
Oh, I hear you.
Dude.
I hear you.
All right.
All right. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all if y'all listen, man. This will be uploaded to YouTube shortly, and we'll have clips coming from the live throughout the week. Favorite Kids from the Neighborhood signing off. Peace.
I lean